What's up YouTube, it's Zapdos TCG here, and thanks again for watching another TCG video on my channel. Today we return to the Top Deck tournament where we have the semi-finals going on. On the left we have Umbreon, and on the right side there's the Decidueye. Both decks are ready to face off against each other, and yeah, the player decides, and actually the Decidueye player can start first. So today we have an incredible matchup here. Umbreon does have the advantage of having Flareon in the deck, which makes it so yeah, the Umbreon can be a fire type and then deal super effective damage against all the grass types, so that can be really beneficial in the situation like this. On the other hand, we have the Decidueye player having, of course, Vileplume, the most irritating ability in the game, having that item lock capability. So we have to see what goes down here. So the Umbreon player has one mulligan, so yeah, which means the Decidueye can get an extra card if he wants to, which he'll definitely do, because getting an extra card is always helpful, definitely if you can start first. And we'll have to see how it goes. Just remember that the Umbreon player does have to get out the Flareon in order to deal super effective damage. So we have Rowlet, so the Decidueye player gets a mulligan and an extra card. So straight from the bat we see Forest of Giant Plants, one of the best stadium cards of the game at the moment. So it makes it so all grass types can evolve on their turn they're played, even to their final evolution. So there's yeah, the Trainer's Mail coming down. Also we see that the Umbreon player already has 2 EVs in play, which is huge, because with that he can definitely get that Flareon going really soon. So the Trainer Mail, another one, gets the Forest of Giant Plants, and now Ultra Ball getting rid of Vileplume and a Forest of Giant Plants. This makes it so yeah, the player can search his deck for anything that he wants to. So we see a Decidueye, he can also get out a Shaman, but the thing is he promotes the Decidueye because, of course, Forest of Giant Plants is out. If he gets multiple Decidueyes out in time, he will definitely be able to dunk one of the EVs, which is something he wants to do. We also see a Level Ball for Oddish, so item lock is really devastating, definitely if it's on the first turn. So we'll have to see how it goes. Rainbow Energy going to the Decidueye, and then a Sycamore getting a fresh hand of 7 cards. The good thing is that, yeah, he did not have to discard anything with that Sycamore, which was actually huge and really well played. So we see an Ultra Ball coming down, getting rid of a Rowlet and a Decidueye. With that, he gets Gloom out of his deck. You might question why he gets rid of a Rowlet and a Decidueye that are actually a Rowlet and a Dartrix, just because he has a Revitalizer in the hand. Also an Ultra Ball for yeah, a Vileplume here. He also could have gone for the Shaman in this situation, drawing more cards, but he definitely wants that item lock as soon as possible, so that way Bursting Balloon cannot come back. So we have yeah, the Revitalizer getting back that Dartrix in one shot, and then evolving to the Vileplume and dealing 20 damage thanks to that yeah, sniping capabilities, the Feather Arrow. So all of the items are blocked straight from the bat, so yeah, the Umbreon player will have a really hard time to get rid of that. So he's using Delinquent here, getting rid of the Forest of Giant Plants, which is not bad with that. Yeah, now the Decidueye player has to top deck. He does not have anything in the hand, and the Stadium has gone as well. So we see yeah, an energy. Actually, it's a double Carlos energy going from that Eevee, and he did not get that draw card attack off. So he flip tails, and I use the sniping capabilities, and then using that yeah, Hollow Hunt GX gets me, actually gets the player Sycamore, some Rainbow Energy and something else, I believe. So yeah, that Hollow Hunt GX definitely helps if you're in a dead draw, and then the yeah, the opponent also is using an N because it was his turn. So that Hollow Hunt takes up a turn but gets 3 cards in the hand, but they are all shuffled back thanks to that N from the opponent. Alright, what else can we expect in a game like this? Zoroark, of course, which has just evolved straight from the, yeah, from the player, and the player that runs Umbreon also runs Zoroark because it also runs on double Carlos energy. It has the stand-in ability to just promote itself to the active position, so nothing can get stuck. And yeah, the more Pokemon the Decidueye player benches, the more damage that Zoroark can deal. So we see here that Umbreon, because of that energy attachment to the Eevee, so the Umbreon can attack straight from the bat. He can use that Shadow Bullet, or just go for the Dark Card GX that gets rid of the energy. So he's using 90 damage on the active Decidueye, making it up to 100, and then 30 damage on, he's doubting, on the Vileplume. Of course, he wants to get rid of the Vileplume because that way he can reuse items like Bursting Balloon, VS Seeker, just to name a few. So we see the Decidueye evolving, so now there are 2 Decidueyes out. And there's this huge Sycamore, getting rid of a lot of resources, Dartrix, Shaymin, what else was in there. So yeah, the Decidueye player playing really aggressively because he wants to get out more stuff besides that Vileplume and the 2 Decidueye. So he definitely needs that double Colorless Energy, but he did not get that double Colorless Energy. So a double snipe going on the Umbreon. And yeah, I believe that will be it for this turn. There's not much else you can do about it when you don't draw into the double Colorless you want to. So usually he would have gotten out that double Colorless Energy to use Razor Leaf. So we see a Lugia EX being benched right here because he wants to have an alternate attacker besides that Decidueye, which will be knocked out soon enough. Okay. Now it's back to the Umbreon player. He has the Flareon. This is huge. Flareon makes it so, yeah, he can use super effective damage. Also, that Zoroark is in play. Deals 30 damage yeah, for each bench Pokemon. So that's already, yeah, 90 damage times 2 is a lot. And I believe that Umbreon will one-shot, of course, that Decidueye. So that is a huge play right there. Okay, boom. Decidueye is out of there thanks to the ability of Flareon. So now Lugia is in the active position. We see another Rowlet being benched. And then a huge Sycamore again. There's a lot of stuff in there, even Lysander, Floatstone. So yeah, the Decidueye player desperately needs a double Colorless Energy. So he snipes with that other Decidueye, and then a double Colorless Energy makes the math perfect and has that knockout on the Umbreon. Kind of a huge play, getting 2 prizes like that. But then again, yeah, the Zoroark only deals 90 damage at the moment, or actually 100, and now, wow, we see a Jolteon coming out. This means that Zoroark is now a Lightning type, a Fire type, and a Darkness type, and the reverse spelling makes it that he can deal 10 extra damage, so he will definitely one-shot that Lugia EX thanks to the ability of the Jolteon. He also benches another Zorua, so this is a huge turn, getting rid of Lugia EX in one shot. So Umbreon player taking the lead here. Really a beautiful play like this, using the power of the evolution. So this is Top Deck Tournament, is still undecided who will go to the finals. You will find it out today, ladies and gentlemen. This is a match for the ages. So back to the Decidueye player, of course, getting his trustworthy Force of Giant Plants back into play. With that Rowlet on the active position, not much there is to do. There's a Rainbow Energy going onto that Decidueye, and now the Decidueye player is scanning his deck to use another, there's an N here instead of a Sycamore. The N makes it so the Umbreon player only gets 2 cards, which is huge. Vileplume is still out, so the Umbreon player is still item locked, as well as the Decidueye player, but that does not really matter for the Decidueye player. So Umbreon getting a top deck of 2, 2 cards, no 3, 2 cards. This is huge because all items are locked, so there's a lot of chances that the opponent did not get what he wants, and the Decidueye player just evolves manually to Dartrix, and bang, we see that sniping going on the Zoroark, and he knocks out that Dartrix in one shot, of course, thanks to the help of Flareon. So the evolutions, the bad thing about the Umbreon player is he has to rely on Zoroark right now. All his evolutions are being used up as abilities, so no Umbreons are in sight. So we see another Rowlet, of course, being benched, and now an N. This N is actually huge. The opponent, the Umbreon player, only gets 1 card, while the Decidueye player gets 4 cards. And if he draws into that double Colorless Energy, things are almost over here because, the Umbreon player does not have an alternate attacker besides that Zoroark. So, there are 4 cards there, and of course the double Colorless Energy is in play, knocking out that, Zoroark while adding 20 damage to that Zorua as the additional sniping damage. So there, now it's time. He drew that, the Umbreon player, and now the Decidueye player is back in control. He snipes to that Zorua, and because all the rest of the Pokemon he can one-shot, so there's that. So Shaymin for a bunch of cards, and he draws in, of course, into the Lysander, which is huge, actually, getting rid of that Zorua in one shot. So there's nothing the opponent can do now. He does not have energies or a Pokemon that can attack and play. So this is actually the game right there. The Decidueye Razor Leaves all those Pokemon away, and round 1 goes to Decidueye. So a really great game right there. So now the players are getting ready to have the second game going on. So players are already shuffling up. And the thing we can expect here is that, yeah, Umbreon has to win this one. Otherwise, the Decidueye player immediately goes to the finals. Actually, not yet. Then the Umbreon player is 1-1. So then they're tied. So the game is setting up here. The thing you should also know is that the Dark Call GX can be a really disruptive GX move that can actually get rid of all energies on the opponent's side. In combination with Team Flare Gun and stuff, this could be huge. So we have not seen that strategy going on of the Umbreon player. So now, round 2 of this game, really interesting matchup. Umbreon does have the slight edge, getting that evolution strategy going on, while Decidueye, turn 1 item lock, is nothing you can do about it actually. The Umbreon player really has some luck there with his evolutions. But yeah, turn 1 item lock, really hard to come back from that. The Umbreon player almost won that first round, which was actually kind of impressive to see. Now we continue on. Both decks have been shuffled properly, and now the Umbreon player will start first, of course. That is always something you want. And yeah, the Decidueye player has 2 basic Pokemon, while the Umbreon player only has 1. There's Eevee against Rowlet and Oddish. We see Trainer's Mail coming down for 4 cards. You can get a trainer card from there. It doesn't matter if it's a stadium supporter, item or tool. You can just grab it and put it into your hand. A really great consistency card, almost seen in every deck. It's from the Roaring Skies set and hopefully gets a reprint. We don't know that Trainer's Mail gets a reprint or not, but yeah, a really great card. And we see yeah, a Bursting Balloon coming down from the Trainer's Mail. Bursting Balloon is kind of an interesting card. If somebody attacks you while this is equipped, they receive 6 damage counters, which is huge. If you have not talked about or actually heard about the Turtonator GX, definitely the combination with that Bursting Balloon is huge. Definitely check out the episodes coming weekly on the channel, where you learn about all the new cards really quickly like that. Okay, Ultra Ball, discarding an Enhanced Hammer and DCE. Kind of yeah, interesting cards here, since the Decidueye player only runs special energies. Rainbow and Double Colorless energies. Now an Eevee. Kind of interesting, we don't see Shaman. There is another Eevee, so he does not want to get dunked or something. So, oh, actually he has the Shaman in hand. Really cool like that, drawing into more cards. And the Umbreon player is kind of, yeah, set for the game. He has 3 Eevees in play. He can get those evolutions out really quickly, and he attaches a Double Colorless energy to the Eevee. It's a kind of bait. He wants something to attack it or something. Okay, Forest of Giant Plants, of course. It's always the first thing that the Decidueye player does first, getting that crusty stadium card, precious one. Evolves to Gloom straight from the bat. And we see Lugia, Rainbow Energy to Lugia. And no supporters, he skips the turn, so he has the most terrible hand in the world. There's nothing he can do about it, and he draws dead. This is really terrible. We already see an Umbreon with a Double Colorless energy, so the only thing he needs right now is an energy to start demolishing all those little grass Pokemon. So now another energy is coming down. It's a Double Colorless energy to the Eevee. He also evolves to Jolteon, and he does not seem to have a Darkness energy, so he also skips the turn. So what do we see right now? We see a Floatstone on the Gloom, and looks like there's nothing in his hand that is useful. I do see a Vileplume in there or something, but looks like he wants to preserve that, so hopefully he can top deck something like an Ultra Ball, but there's nothing he can do. He draws that, and the Umbreon player attacks a Rowlet. So another card drawn. It's not something that you want. Yeah, there's nothing you can do. We have seen that he does evolve into the Vileplume, and now it's back to the Umbreon player. He still draws that, the Decidueye player, and this is really devastating right here, because the Umbreon can actually deal 90 damage to the Vileplume, which is just out of the one-hit KO range. It still has 10 HP remaining, and also 30 damage on the Lugia. Still another dead draw coming from the Decidueye player. He is really stuck. Zorua getting banked on the Umbreon player, and boom! Vileplume hits the discard while also hitting 30 damage on the Lugia with Shadow Bullet, and still dead draw, so the concede right here is yeah, kind of understandable. Look at that! Trainer's Mail, 3 Sycamore, a Shaman, all of those cards are prized, so no wonder that the Decidueye player had yeah, terrible luck like that. Okay, are you guys ready for the next round? Round 3, this is all or nothing. The Decidueye player had a really terrible luck on his side, thanks to that dead draw, because all of the actually draw support cards were prized. Yeah, you know how it goes. If something's prized, that can cost you the game, and in this situation that definitely happened. So yeah, going to round 3 in this amazing matchup for the Umbreon versus Decidueye. So who will go to the finals and meet Yveltal Garbodor there? We will find out today, ladies and gentlemen. If you're hyped for it, definitely show your support for the series by destroying the like button, because there is another series like this coming when Guardians Rising hits the shops and stuff like that. When it officially gets released, then we are gonna make a top deck tournament like this in about a month or 2 or 3. We'll have to figure that out because we have to create all the decks first. Okay. The good thing is the Decidueye player can start first at the moment because he lost the second round. So the Decidueye player starting first is always something scary to think about because item lock is there sooner than we can think. So yeah, alright, are you guys ready? Both players have been set up and this is the last round. Ladies and gentlemen, we start with Oddish against Zorua. Alright, we see Trainer's Mail, really consistent card, but there's nothing in there. There was another Trainer's Mail in there, but you cannot grab another Trainer's Mail with a Trainer's Mail. Otherwise, you have an endless loop like that. That's really good that they actually limit the power of that card. Now the cards are being shuffled, while we still see a regular Oddish. What else can we expect? And of course, Forest of Giant Plants, 3 times in a row on the first turn, great like that. Sycamore, getting rid of a lot of resources. Double Colorless Energy was in there, but you don't want to attach Double Colorless Energy to an Oddish. That would be, yeah, berserk. We attach a Floatstone, we see that coming down on the Oddish, always a nice thing. Also Rainbow Energy on the Oddish, kind of weird like that. But that's probably to draw more cards, of course, with the Shaymin. Shaymin gets more cards in the hand, and now we see Revitalizer getting those discarded stuff back into the hand, which is good, of course. Otherwise, yeah, if the Decidueye player tops like Level Ball or a Rowlet, then you can have that Decidueye in play really quickly like that. We see Trainer's Mail. It's the Umbreon, it's his turn. The Oddish cannot attack on the first turn. That was just, yeah, something weird. I've never seen a Rainbow Energy on an Oddish before, but yeah, it does happen. We see, yeah, that Bursting Balloon coming down on Zorua, which makes it so if we attack it, we receive 6 damage counters. We don't want that, but that's actually kind of a great strategy. Other than that, the opponent does have, the Umbreon player does have a terrible hand, and looks like he only attaches a Darkness Energy, and he's looking at his hand and he's saying like, oh my god, there's nothing I can do. But is there? He has Team Skull Grunt, getting rid of a Rainbow and a Double Colorless Energy out of the hand of the Decidueye player, really huge like that. He gets VS Seeker, getting back the Team Skull Grunt, which is actually kind of neat like that. And he confuses the Oddish with the first attack, and now we see Ultra Ball. Lysander gets thrown away together with Vileplume, both hitting the discard, and with the Ultra Ball you can search your deck for anything you want. And the Guardians Rising set Tapu Lele will be some of those cards that gets automatically resembles with Ultra Ball. If you use Ultra Ball, it's either for Shaymin, Tapu Lele or something else. So yeah, Tapu Lele is something to look forward to. We see a Rowlet here, and yeah, because we have all those cards, actually there's already a Decidueye together with Rainbow Energy, poof, like this. Actually, we snipe already, and then there's 20 damage on Zorua, and we see that the Decidueye player will use the Hollow Hunt to get all the resources back. Double Colorless Energy, Double Colorless Energy. Actually, he's doubting. What can he get out of that? The Hollow Hunt, so yeah, the energies, of course, and then probably an N or something. Okay, we see Team Skull Grunt once again getting rid of the Double Colorless. That was kind of predictable, but there is a Sycamore in the hand as well, I believe. So yeah, that Bursting Balloon already reached his time limit and gets discarded. And now he actually deals damage with that second attack. I believe it's 30 damage. It was Shaymin for a bunch of cards, I believe 5. So there's nothing you can do about that. There will definitely be a knockout and Zorua will be dunked. Of course, Sycamore, and there will have to be a Double Colorless Energy in that in order to destroy it, or otherwise the Decidueye would also be really great to destroy Zorua with the sniping capabilities. What will we see? No DCE. Of course, there have been a lot of discarded DCEs in the discard. So Level Ball gets a Dartrix, and there is a Decidueye player in the hand. So this game goes to the Decidueye. The Decidueye is the winner here with sniping capabilities, getting rid of Zorua. It's a shame that there was such a terrible luck for the Umbreon player on that third game, but you know how it goes. The Decidueye player also had a terrible luck, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the series, and stay tuned for the finals. If you're hyped and yeah, like this video, definitely show your support by leaving something in the comment section and destroying the like button. You know I always appreciate that, and I will see you guys soon with the finals of the Top Deck tournament. Anyways, have an awesome day, guys, and we will be seeing you guys really shortly. Peace out.